Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com.
This week on Duel Review, we're talking about Brotherhood of the Wolf, followed by Deus Ex.
We take an in-depth look at the Joker, and today, on August 15th, we are going to start with Vampire Hunter D. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it. Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another Duel Review. Today we're going to be talking about the anime's Vampire Hunter D. And the first anime, Vampire Hunter D, was in the 80s. And,
85.
A lot of people fondly remember that.
I do.
Maybe you have an older brother or even your parents or something that grew up with that. I certainly have a friend that had a brother that was really into Vampire Hunter D. And I actually saw the second one, which is Vampire Hunter D.
Bloodlust. Came out in 2000.
That one, 2000, and I guess I saw it maybe 2001. I didn't realize it was that new at the time, but
yeah, I think I was the same way.
And really got me with that story enough to watch the previous one. And
Right.
The previous one is definitely dated.
Yes, and even the art is dated.
It's fairly slow.
Yep.
But if you're really into the Vampire Hunter D character, it does explain more of his backstory.
Right.
So Vampire Hunter D, he is what they call a Dunpeel, which is a half-breed. It's very Blade-esque in a lot of respects. But he, wears this really large brim hat.
Right, and he gets a heat stroke very easily, so he's got to either bury himself or sit in a cave or something.
Right, to
Stay
recoup
cool.
his strength. And he has a symbiotic relationship with this face in his hand.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a mystical thing.
Yeah,
if
it's
he was
never
born
really
with it because
explained,
he's
no.
a damn peel.
This is one thing that we just found out researching these two animes. I mean, that's all we were really aware of. There's a video game that he knew about.
Right.
But apparently there's a whole Japanese series of novels about this character, and I'm not sure how far it goes back. This could be like one of those ancient Japanese, stories that has been reinvented, but it's not really explained the whole symbiotic, the face thing. But
it might be explained in the novel. I'm not sure.
Right.
Actually, I think my cousin has two of them. I think I've read one of them, and it was okay.
So we have seen the face suck up magic,
Right.
and we have seen him be annoying.
Annoyingly a voice of reason as well.
Yeah, it seems to be possibly Vampire Hunter D's humanity, possibly.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of putting it.
But he's very cowardly.
Yeah,
I always tell him, don't go over there, I don't want to die.
I always thought of it as like a separate entity. I never really thought that maybe it could be his humanity trapped,
Yeah, well, I definitely think it is another being,
Yeah,
but
that's what I
think it
assumed.
might represent that. Anyway, so Vampire Hunter D is just about Vampire Hunter D tracking down Princess, right? That was no, that's the
You're
second
talking
one.
about the first
Confusing.
one?
Yeah, the first one.
The first one, what happened was this little ranch. The daughter, I'm sorry, not the daughter. There's a brother and sister, and the parents are gone. It's not explained where, but the sister gets chosen by, what is his name? Was it like Marcus? Magnus. So the lead vampire decides to take her as his new toy, plaything, whatever. And so she's trying to hire vampire hunters to stop it. And a lot of them kind of brush her off. Some of them know that she's been bitten. Some of them don't. Then she runs into Vampire Hunter D, and he agrees to help reluctantly. And so that's pretty much that story.
Okay, and we meet his mechanical horse, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I always thought, did they have that in the second one? No, I don't remember, because I always thought that him and the mechanical horse was interesting.
Yeah, the first one, I just remember the whole blacksmith scene, like where he's trying to get parts for his horse in the first one. Anyway, and then the second one, Bloodlust, which we're both very fond of, takes it a little bit further. I mean, it's kind of the same crux of the story. A girl goes missing. He's hired to find her.
Right.
She's abducted by a vampire.
Right.
Who wants to make him his
right.
bride.
In the second one, the vampire's name is Meyer Link, and he takes on an aristocratic bride-to-be who the father hires hunters, not just Vampire Hunter D, but also a team of hunters. I forget what they're called, the brothers.
Yeah, I think it's something brothers.
Yeah. But you know, it's the dynamic is Hunter has to, you know, retrieve the daughter. I mean, yeah, the daughter, alive or dead, as best as he can get her. If she happens to be turned, to kill her
Right.
and bring her back. And all the while, the other hunters were also hired to do that. So it's kind of like a competition, but like a almost friendly thing. And Hunter doesn't really. He doesn't care. He's just doing his job.
Yeah, I mean it's friendly maybe for him because I think they would kill him. The brothers would kill him in an instant.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think that they saw it as, you know, competition.
Okay. So anyway, there is a group of Barbaroi which are hired by
Right.
Meyer.
The Barbaroi are like a tribe of mutants, I guess.
Yeah.
Demonic mutants or something.
They remind me of the circus. They remind me of gypsies.
Yes,
Like
and I think that's kind of the point of them.
Right.
You know, and each one has a specific power.
And they're closer. They're the closest to actual superheroes, like like mutant Marvel,
Right, mutants.
whatever. Like one can control shadow, and one can turn into whatever she's
Right.
touching.
Yeah, metal or whatever she touches.
Trees,
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
trees and
Trees,
whatever.
wood. Yeah, and then the third is the werewolf character.
Yeah, and then so the brother hunters, they're also a very interesting dynamic.
Right.
I think it's three brothers plus another guy and a girl, and they all have their very distinct characteristics. He identifies them by the way.
Right. I identify with the weapons. The leader has a crossbow
That
kind
pops
of
out of his wrist.
Right. It's like a
And he's a very good shot.
right. So he's like da 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 and shoots really quick. Then there's the other brother with I can't remember if it's a boomerang or if it's no, the boomerang was from the first one. So he had the spinning blades.
So he's the lean blonde.
Right,
character.
and he had the spinning blades, and he was very fluid with it. And then the third was this big guy with Nolt, right? Yeah, and he had the mallet, the spiked mallet. And then the other two, the one is a girl. She has pistols, and the
goes
last
out on the cycle.
right, and goes away on the cycle. And she has the most contact with Vampire Hunter D, and you know they're it's almost a love interest, but kind of not.
Yeah, it's kind of this bizarre thing. I mean, she's appalled by him, but
Right.
she gets trapped, basically helping him
Right.
at some point. And we won't go too much into it. We don't want to spoil it. But yeah, it's interesting dynamic. And it's very Cowboy Bebop is what I draw
Oh, you're right.
the feel. It's just kind of this band of mercenaries kind of
Right.
thing. And instead of a ship, they have a vehicle. Land
Yeah,
vehicle.
the cool tank thing.
Yeah, but it is cool, and they have like the crosses for
Right.
for window slits, and they can stab.
Right, and then
vampires
they
through
can
that.
turn the light on, and it puts like the little light thing. Yeah, I always thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
so it's really kind of fun. And
But the last character is
is awesome.
yeah, the last character is awesome, but you see him so sparsely, and I think he actually dies after that.
Yeah, he does.
But it's pretty much a guy who's on the brink of death anyways, and when they need him, they kind of push that death a little bit further, and he becomes this kind of spirit form,
Right.
and shoots beams of light. It's really
That's the whole deal. Is they basically kill him, but then they have to bring him back
right.
when he gets exhausted, and so yeah, something happens later in the film, and he's not able to come
Right.
back. So anyway, but yeah, he's very powerful, but he only has that short time period.
Right. So then the other dynamic, so you have the brothers hunting the vampire, then you have Vampire Hunter D hunting the vampire, then you have the vampire himself, Meyer Link, and he's in love with his.
And there's some question of whether she's in love with him too. I mean,
I believe she is.
I don't want to ruin anything, but right away you're kind of left wondering, why did she go with him?
Right.
Was she abducted purely, or is there something else there?
Right.
And the brothers don't know that either. The hunters don't know that either. So yeah.
So there's like several dynamics, and Meyer Link wants to go to the
heavens.
the heavens.
That's the
this
part
place
I
in the
never
stars.
really. Why do vampires want to go into space?
Well, I think
To get away?
no,
But
I think
what are they going to eat?
I think they were being attacked by they live forever, so they don't have to eat anything.
Well, then what is the whole blood thing?
I think they just have a bloodlust.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, very well-rounded. It's
Right.
a good story. It's a well-rounded story.
It balances the
lot to it.
multiple plot lines very well,
And,
which I always liked.
Characters kind of get killed off, but
not before you meet them.
Yeah, and some of them you might see again later.
And the visuals are amazing in Bloodlust. Just it's amazing. I loved it.
It's a good solid anime.
The fight scenes are awesome. The
the shadow guy. Especially those scenes are awesome.
Or I like the fight scene with Vampire Hunter D and Meyer Link when they're on the carriage going through the kind of tunnel. That was cool.
Yeah. Okay. I respond to the brothers a lot. I really love that whole team assemble kind of thing. In fact, I mean, that's what I do in my books too.
Right.
I like to have teams, and everybody has their specialty, and it's how does this team work together, and I just really respond to that. And they have some battles where characters die that border on the pretty emotional.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like, holy crap, I can't believe that just happened.
Well, there is a huge emotional undertone to every little story in there.
Sure, but not all of it resonates
to you
necessarily to American audience.
Well, I mean, I'm American.
Okay,
I love every bit.
All right. Yeah, so it's one of those good ones.
Yeah.
You should definitely check it out. Apparently, there's a live action that was planned that never happened.
Well, it might happen, was it? Right?
Maybe. And then there's a comic that definitely
didn't
got canceled.
Then there was the PlayStation. I think it was PlayStation 1 game that.
We mentioned earlier.
Yeah, we mentioned. And then there's the novels. And then wasn't there something else? Was there anime? I mean, manga.
I'm sure there is they do mangas for everything.
Yeah, they do.
But it's one of those properties that's beloved enough that people have tried to make. But maybe it's a difficult property to, especially in lieu of Blade, because you'd have to make sure it's not. I don't know how conscious they are in Japan of American.
Well, I don't think they really care. I think they're just going to do their thing, and if it works here, they're going to push it over here.
Because it's just very Blade-esque.
I don't think so at all.
Really?
Yeah, I think. I mean,
I think if you, well, I guess the hand thing makes it different.
No, not even that. But I think Blade and Vampire Hunter D are two completely different characters. Vampire Hunter D doesn't really. He's not motivated by vengeance.
His emotion is definitely removed.
Right.
Which is why he probably has his counterpart that has the emotion. But anyway. Okay, well, I just see a lot of parallels.
I see a lot of perpendiculars.
Okay. Right on. Well, that's it. That's it for Vampire Hunter D. You should definitely check it out.
Yes.
Let us know.
Watch Bloodlust, and if you like that, then go to the first one, which is a lot slower. The art isn't as great, but it is an interesting story.
I would say if you want to start with Vampire Hunter D, go ahead, but just promise me that you'll watch Bloodlust, whether you like that one or not. That's what I would say.
Really? Start with the first one?
Yeah, why not?
Did you start with the first one?
No, I didn't.
I didn't start with the first one.
I kind of wish I would have. Well, I'm just saying that even if you don't like the first one, don't let it deter you from watching the second one, Bloodlust. Okay. Bloodlust is a must-watch.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Bye. Oh.
I'm so excited. And I just can't hide.
You're shooting left-handed.
Come on.
How do you do it? You know what? I'm going to try shooting left-handed.
I'm so excited.
God, this is weird.
I can't hide it.
You hit your own.
Tomorrow we review the movie Brotherhood of the Wolf. Hey, you know what's funny? Me either.
Okay.
What Conan does.
Oh, is it?
We love Conan. Conan's good. Happy me. Coming up on this week of Duel Review, we talk about Brotherhood of the Wolf and Deus Ex.
Deus? Is it a deuce? I always thought it was
Deus Ex? No, it's Deus. Deus is Latin for God.
Deus. Wow, I've been saying that wrong the whole time. Sorry.
Deus Ex.
Sorry.
That sounds like shit. X. Poop X.
Sorry.
That would be D-U-C.
You're right.
Or D-U-E. Whatever that. I cannot spell.
Deus.
I can talk.
Oh, like Dios. D-I-O-S. That's Spanish.
Yeah, totally not like that, but similar, I guess. Some way.